Hello and welcome to Manhattan Beach, California, where you're going to view the men's singles final of the Manhattan Beach International Series Championships Road to Rio event. This is a badminton event that is part of the qualification system for the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Both of these players are in the hunt for actually qualifying for the Olympics, especially the Mexican player, Castillo. Job is number 3 ranked right now in all of Mexico. He's one of 3 players from the Mexican national team that is actually in contention for that spot. But more importantly for Job, he's the number 40th doubles player in the world and is sitting in the driver's seat for qualifying for Mexico in the event of men's doubles. Unfortunately for him, his doubles partner was injured earlier in the tournament, so he's been able to concentrate solely on his singles match, which is the finals here today. And he's playing against a young man from Indonesia.
Yeah, he's playing against Indria Beges Adi Chandra, who's originally from Indonesia but is here representing Italy. He's ranked number 1 in Italy. He came to Italy from Indonesia 4 years ago. He had some problems in his homeland, and he's part of the national squad of 15 players that plays and trains full-time in Milan.
So I'm here today. My name is Dean Shoppy, and I'm here today. You just heard John Britton from Manhattan Beach, and I'm here with Bob Gilmore from Lake Forest. Bob, what are we going to look for here in this match?
Well, the two players have a contrasting style. The Mexican player is a runner, so to speak. He'll run and attack, where the Italian player is a shot maker. He makes shots at the net that you would tell most players not to hit that shot, but he gets away with it because he does it so well.
So if you're playing against the Italian player, against Chandra, then you're going to probably try to keep the bird away from the net, a little deeper off the net so that he can't roll it and tumble it quite as well, right?
Absolutely. See, right there, even right there, he shouldn't have hit that shot. He got away with hitting it because he has such a deception, but unfortunately he did hit the bird out.
It's 3-4 here in the first game. Men's singles is very, very physical. Players have to run and jump. You go, the badminton court's 22 feet by 18 or 17 on their side of the court, and they have to cover the entire court. So it's 1.5, 2 steps and a jump, 1.5, 2 steps and a jump, thousands of times.
And in the meantime, the score is 4, serving 5, and it's really close. And you can see the Italian player is already playing lots of shots to the net because he loves playing at the net. And as Dean said, and Bob said, if he wants to have any chance, if the Mexican player wants to have any chance to win this game, he's got to keep the Italian player away from the net.
6-4 now in favor of the Italian. We'll go with his last name, Chandra, and we'll go with Castillo for the, wow, what a powerful smash.
At this point, Chandra is just getting going, I think, and Castillo had actually showed signs of fatigue in last night's semifinal match.
I think it's inadvised for the Mexican player to try and take Chandra under the net. We saw in yesterday's semifinal, his opponent tried to take him on the net and lost 80% of the rallies at the net.
Yeah, there's very little reason at this point, having watched this tournament, to want to mess around. That was a good example of it. Castillo played the bird very deep away from the net, and it was a successful shot. The Italian player couldn't roll it.
Castillo's playing quite well right now. He's getting to the bird early. I think the Italian player has to start running the Mexican player a little bit at the beginning to make those shots work. He's hit short the whole time.
Very powerful smash from the Italian into Job's body, but Job Castillo unable to get it back.
That is one of the strategies that I've seen here this week, is that a lot of the players don't just smash down the sidelines, which makes them have to run further to cover it. They smash right into the middle like a doubles player and then follow it straight to the net like a doubles player.
One thing about Chandra is he has finesse, but he also has a lot of power. His smash is exceptional.
Yeah, so we've commented on how great Chandra is at the net, but he's also very effective from mid-court and the back of the court. He seems to have no real weaknesses.
Beautiful shot there. Very, very good.
What a rally.
Very good defense by Castillo. Chandra comes to the net and finally puts the shot into his body.
And that rally displayed the full weapon or arsenal that these players have within their capabilities.
Yeah.
Tremendously all over the court.
Castillo's ability to return the one smash was just exceptional. 10-6 here.
Oh my, what a return. Oh.
That was an interesting shot because he did a hang in the air. He waited and waited, hoping to see if Castillo would lean. By the time he saw what he wanted and went for the shot, he was coming down back to the earth, and he hit the shot into the net as his shoulder dropped. 2 errors.
This match is moving along really quite quickly. We haven't had too many long rallies, mostly short rallies at the net.
Both players are capable of so much power, and Castillo is purposely not trying to let this guy control the game right in the front of the court. So it's going quick.
And interestingly enough, Job Castillo came into this tournament ranked 8th, or seeded 8th, I should say, and Indra Chandra came in unranked. And this is one of the few finals this week that our seeded players actually made the final. But part of the reason for Chandra not being seeded is he's not even currently ranked in the top 100 in the world because he doesn't play in very many tournaments. He was originally brought into the Italian team as a sparring partner for the players on the Italian team. But now that he's a fully paid-up member of the national team, training full-time in Milan with the group, he will be playing in more tournaments and should be, I would reckon, in at least the top 30 in the world.
Yeah, he looks like that kind of a player, and he's smooth, and he's young enough to still have a really good career ahead of him. The Manhattan Beach Badminton Club is, of course, the host here. They're been here for 80 years. They are also the host facility for a wonderful junior international tournament that takes place every year in late July or early August. And we'd really like to encourage those of you around the world watching on badminton television or watching on various sites, consider coming to the Manhattan Beach Badminton Club if you've got a junior team. It's an incredible event. We're easy enough to find. There's a good shot by Castillo of Mexico to take the first point in this second half of the first game. It's now 9-11.
So Job Castillo's fought back to within 1 point.
So since the switch, the Mexican player has won both points. That was a great point by the Italian Chandra. This event's been going on all week. We have incredible sponsors, the Shade Hotel and various restaurants down in the Metlocks Plaza, as well as the corporate sponsors. But we've had an incredible group of volunteers here from the Manhattan Beach Badminton Club that have helped to bring this event, this Olympic qualifying event, to Manhattan Beach. This is the first time we've had an Olympic qualifying event in this city, and the city, of course, isn't new to the sport of badminton, having been here for 80 years now. The Badminton Club, we've hosted U.S. Opens and things, but that was all in the pre-Olympic era. So this is rather a landmark tournament for the Badminton Club.
Oh, and there Chandra trying to one of his trickery shots. Yesterday they all went over. Today he has not gotten that shot over. He has a very nice net game. Unfortunately for him right there, he made an error. Another unforced error there. He had won previously to this 2 attacking smashes to win the point. Now he's made 2 errors in a row.
And Job Castillo is again within 1 point of tying the score.
That was a great get. Again, a smash down the backhand side. You can see the power from Chandra. He can win the point outright. At the beginning of the match, it wasn't working, but now it seems to be working.
Yeah, we're seeing Chandra make more errors than he did yesterday, but perhaps Job Castillo is managing to apply more pressure.
He's definitely hitting those net shots away from the net. He's not playing them close to the net anymore. He's pushing them off the net. He doesn't want any part of the front of the very far, the first 6 inches or foot of the court. He's playing deeper than that.
13-14.
And now Job Castillo trying to give Chandra a taste of his own medicine, but just missed it. So the lead is now 2 points, 15-13. Killer smash there. Almost killed Job Castillo as he dove for it and couldn't get it.
Both of these athletes, of course, train full time. Job, or Job as we call him, because that's the English pronunciation of Job, is a 24-year-old, and he is studying full time as well as playing. But he still manages to get 5 or 6 hours a day of training in, 5 or 6 days a week, because that is absolutely the minimum of what you need to play at this level.
And Chandra is 4 years older, 4 years wiser, I assume, and training full-time now with the Italian team in Milan.
Chandra was sitting on that last shot, waiting for it. He knew it was coming, was ready for it, took a swing at it, and completely missed the bird.
Another interesting fact about Job is that he lives in Guadalajara. He doesn't even live in Mexico City, which used to be the center of Mexican badminton and the hot spot. But Guadalajara has now become one of the strongest provinces or cities in the entire country of Mexico, and has produced some incredibly high-level players. But they also are a high-altitude area, so their training is a little different, being used to that high altitude. I suspect that they feel that it's a little bit of an advantage being down here at sea level, a little more
They are mopping the court right now. They have a little bit of sweat on the court. At this point, at 17-14, this is a critical point for either player. Chandra to serve, 17-14. Oh, he got him. Chandra thought it was going out. It was a very well executed shot by Castillo. He fooled him, thought he was going to go to the net. Chandra was caught off guard, and it is now 15-17. Oh, another error. He had the shot set up, did not execute.
And for the first time this tournament, Chandra looks a little bit worried from his facial expressions.
Oh, 17 all.
So one of the things that you'll notice here in the men's singles versus the women's singles is you see the men's serving backhand and short. And the reason for that is primarily they don't want to have to deal with that first shot being an overhead jump smash or an overhead jump clear of some sort. They want to try to force the opponent to hit the bird up to them. Whoop.
Castillo hit that shot so short that he basically conceded the point. He guessed by moving to the odd court looking for the shot there, but Chandra executed the shot to the forehand court.
Changing the shuttle, which occurs quite frequently in badminton, the bird becomes a little ruffled and it slows down. And this one here that he looks at, it has a bad feather, so he wants a new one. Both players agree. Almost universally, the players agree to change the shuttle when it's needed. They'd rather have one that's what they're used to and brand new than something that's flying funny.
Chandra serving 18-17. Oh, he had a setup a little bit deeper than half court and made an error there.
18 all.
And Chandra's, who's never been never been under any pressure so far this tournament, is now, I think, feeling a bit of the pressure because he's making a few errors he hasn't commonly made this week.
Out. 19 all.
So as is allowed, Chandra having a look at his coach, the Italian coach giving him a few words of advice. They are allowed to do that between points while the match is in progress.
Oh, interesting. Oh, little bit of gamesmanship here. Chandra stepped up to serve, caught Castillo off guard. Castillo said he was not ready. Let's see if he's gonna do it again. Oh, very well played point there. You can see that Chandra, when he is in the center of the court and you play a net shot to him, he is very relaxed and hardly moves coming forward. 20-19 game point for Chandra.
Tremendous smash to win the point and win the first game.
Chandra actually, you could see he was ready for that one. He was not going to make an error on that. As soon as the bird went up, he was going to smash down the line to win the first game. At this point now, it's going to be very difficult for Castillo to come back. He's going to have to work extra hard.
What would you do, John, if you were coaching Castillo? What are the kinds of things you would be telling him now as far as trying to pull this off?
Yeah, I think Joe Castillo did very well that first game based on what we've seen over the course of this week. I would tell him don't play quite as much to the net because I still think that the play of Chandra is far superior to Castillo's at the net. But both players are showing excellent skill in net, and all-round court play is good from both guys, so it's a really close game.
The one thing I'd like to add to that is that he needs to actually run Chandra. Chandra's net play, like John said, is exceptional, but he needs to actually make him work harder, maybe run him corner to corner, get him deep, make him move so he shows a little fatigue. At this point, he's really not showing any fatigue, and I think Castillo's doing a little extra work, especially having to defend.
This is such a different match from yesterday's semifinals where the Italian played against the Japanese player, and they both played the net, and they both played those quick shots sort of rallies, and the rallies weren't quite as long, and it wasn't quite as physical, and the Japanese was just way outmatched.
And as I said previously, this is the only game that I've actually seen Chandra being under any sort of pressure. He's played all these previous games, even the semi-final, in a very relaxed manner. He was never forced into doing anything really hard, really putting himself out there. But Castillo is doing a good job in moving around, and I agree you should probably move him around more and see if he has the stamina to compete in a tough three-gamer.
Chandra's semifinal match against Shu Wada from Japan, I really expected that to be a knockdown, drag-out battle. both players having finesse at the net. It's just that Chandra was so superior to Shuwada, at least in that match yesterday. And he didn't have to work as hard either, where I believe Castillo's had to work a little bit harder in his matches. He only had a 2-gamer yesterday against the other Italian player, but he did have to work hard on it.
So we're beginning the second game here in the finals of the men's singles for Manhattan Beach. Manhattan Beach International Series Championships Road to Rio event. My name is Dean Shoppy, and I'm here today with John Britton and Bob Gilmore, both national team members of the United States. John Britton, national champion many times for both the U.S. and for Scotland. The Italian player has won the first game in a very close game and is out in front 1-0.
And he got a short shot there and buried that bird. He put it on the ground, no chance for Castillo to even reach it. Castillo actually forgot some of his machinery here. He dropped his racket and was unable to recover and get that bird.
2-0.
Oh, beautiful shot by Castillo. Caught Chandra off guard. He was moving backwards and he hit a net drop. Beautiful play.
And again, Job Castillo showing he's not frightened to take on the slightly better net player at the net.
Unforced error by Chandra, and he's had a few of these. Yesterday, everything went over. He's made a few mistakes at the net today.
And Chandra attacking every opportunity early in this second game. And Job Castillo asking for the court to be wiped, where he slid a little bit and some of his perspiration dropped onto the court, making it moist and therefore dangerous if he was to step on it and slide. It also gives him a second or two to relax and regain some breath.
3-2.
Oh,
Tremendous jump smash there. He may only be 5'8", but with that jump 2 feet in the air adds a certain much steeper angle to his smash, making it much more effective.
And what that angle does is it gets to the floor quickly. He's hitting over 200 miles an hour, but if he hits it flat, the shuttle will actually slow down. But if he hits it down like that, it gets to the floor and it's still traveling. The badminton, for those of you who don't see the sport often, is a lot of running, a lot of conditioning, and a lot of strength and power when it comes to these smashes. And it's not... Oh, there's our first service fault that we've seen so far today in the finals. The serve has to be hit underhand. It has to be hit somewhat below the waist. It's supposed to be a shot that's sort of neutral. You can score a point whether you serve or you're not serving in badminton, so they try to make it so that the serve is a neutral shot and no advantage for either player.
Dean, this fault was actually a foot fault. He had lifted his foot or moved his foot while serving, which is also illegal.
Okay, so there we have a definition of what the fault was. Serve goes back to Chandra.
At this point, Chandra is dictating play. However, he's made an error there.
Still close here, 4-5 in the second game. Mexico in yellow, Italy in white and red.
The Mexican player is doing all the work at this point. He may win this point, but he is definitely working harder. Oh, error. Long rally, maybe the longest rally of this match.
And Job Castillo's hard work certainly paid off. As Bob said, he was doing all the running.
Job is asking for the court to be cleaned. I'm not sure it really needs it. It may be because he's just tired at this point.
But both players taking advantage of the break. They've both gone off to towel.
And it's a well-earned break. Let's face it. When you run for a minute like that of running and hitting and running and hitting and changing directions every 1.5 steps, this isn't like basketball or things where there's fouls and there's timeouts. The breaks are few and far between, and it's very, very difficult physically. The badminton players back in the days in the 90s and the early 2000s, when the badminton team in the USA was still training at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, the athletes with the highest O2 uptakes were the badminton athletes. So we can be sure that Bob Castillo is up to the challenge of doing this running.
Chandra's footwork going backwards for his overhead clears is a piece of artwork.
Tremendous round ahead smash from Chandra there.
Yeah, you find at this level a lot of the players are much better, especially these big, strong guys, much better around the head than they are even out of their forehand side. Out of their forehand side, they take the bird a little bit lower, but boy, out of around the head, they jump.
Beautiful shot. Oh, and Castillo guessed right, and that's anticipation because he was waiting for it on the backhand side. Oh, another beautiful shot. And Castillo gets it back. Oh!
And a wry smile comes to Chandra's face because he controlled that rally. Job Castillo did a brilliant job of returning all the attacking shots. And Chandra guessed it was coming to the net. He ran in for it and put it in the net. So very disappointed, but he still smiled after losing the point.
That was a beautiful point. Chandra basically picked his pocket, but then made an error at the net.
The score is now 6-7.
Outside. The call's out. Yesterday, all those shots were going in. Today, he's struggling with them.
Well, I think who the difference today is that Castillo is not hitting it nearly as close to the net, and that the Italian player is taking the bird closer to the floor and deeper away from the net. It's a much more difficult shot today to really execute.
Very good observation.
So it's still very tight in the second game. Neither player has a long advantage. They've kept it within a point, and this time it's Chandra 8-7 as the players go off to towel again.
Unlike tennis, where they towel off every single point, badminton players have to ask the referee, and the referee can deny them if they're going to towel off. Oh, a beautiful overhead smash cross court to the forehand corner.
And I think we may get the...
That was definitely a court cleaner on that one, as he himself mopped up about 7 feet of court. It's amazing nowadays. When I was younger and played badminton, there was almost no diving. Nowadays, the players tell me that they actually train in their diving. They work on diving and pushing up. They actually practice it like a volleyball player does or like a basketball player. There were a few people who dove, but I don't think we were trained to do it. They were just the exceptional athletes.
Oh.
Again, tremendous power being displayed by Chandra. He sneaks out to a 3-point lead. The biggest lead of the second game so far.
Very nice shot. Castillo with an attacking smash to Chandra's backhand wins the point outright.
It's 8-10 here in the second. New shuttle. These guys hit so hard that for the shuttle to survive 2 or 3 of those smashes is pretty much all it can take. There's our break at 11-8. John, what do you think? It seems that Chandra's staying out in front and never seems to give up the lead.
No, he manages to keep edging ahead, but right now it's a 3-point margin, and that's the biggest it's been the whole second game. And I think Job Castillo showing great courage, continually taking on Chandra at the net. I think if he moved Chandra around more, then it would pay dividends for him.
Castillo is definitely taking on the challenge. I don't think he's intimidated by the situation here. He's in this match at this point.
I think that's a good way to describe it. He's not fearing anything. He's not being intimidated.
Here we go into the second half of this game. Critical, obviously, for Job Castillo from Guadalajara, Mexico. He's definitely under the pressure now. He's 10 points away from elimination and going home with just the silver medal.
And Chandra does have a lot of experience at this level because before he moved to Italy, he was a member of the Indonesian national team. So he's used to being in pressure situations.
Yeah, and Indonesia being one of the top 3 or so countries in the entire world in the sport of badminton, and badminton being one of the top sports in the world, period, in terms of participation and fan support, just virtually unknown here in America. But in Indonesia, Chandra would play in front of crowds of 13,000, 15,000 people in a normal match.
Oh, beautiful shot at the net. This is what we saw yesterday. We haven't seen too much today. I will say this, I know I mentioned it before, Chandra's footwork is exceptional. It is artwork. He is able to cover the court. When he's all the way at the back line, he's able to come to the net and cover the court with ease.
And he does it also effortlessly.
Yeah, very, very much so. It looks so simple. Most players would struggle at best just to run on the court.
And Chandra's crept out a 6-point lead and is looking a little bit more confident. And again, he seems to have speeded up his game a little bit, attacking very quickly against the net very quickly, putting Castillo under a bit of pressure. And Castillo looks like he's starting to worry about it now. He's thinking what he can possibly do to get back in this game. And Dean, what do you think he could do?
He's down 2-1, as you just said. He's done. It looks to me that he's done. I'll be very surprised if he gets back into this match at all at this point. He came out. Chandra immediately has scored every point since the break. Castillo has not been in control of even one rally.
Yeah, Chandra seems to have upped his game a little bit. He sees the end is near. Victory inside.
Oh!
But the net rejects it.
That was a big-time error, especially because the point before, Castillo actually had a setup in the net and missed it horribly, and now Chandra lets him stay in the match by missing a setup himself.
He's still down by 7, but he's at least improved from that 2-1 margin he was down a moment ago. Not for long.
You saw that coming. Bird went up, Chandra went up to get it, put it down.
Well, whatever the Italian coach has told Chandra, he's executing and he's running away with this game and now this match. Except for his errors, this would probably be over.
I spoke to Chandra yesterday. His name is Ade Chandra. In our day, there was an Ade Chandra who played with Christian Haranada, who were the All-England champions and considered to be the best doubles team in the world at that time. No relationship.
And I wonder how the modern Chandra would do against the veteran Chandra.
Well, he was a bit stockier than the modern Chandra, but in doubles, I think he would handle it very well, the older Chandra.
Well, this is ending very quickly at this point. It's 19-10. It looks like Castillo has sort of kind of packed it in and realizes that he's met his match. It's been a phenomenal final up until the last 5 minutes, and neither player has anything to be really discouraged about. 20-10 point game and match. The match ends at 21.
Not sure you could see that shot from home on the television, but he hit a reverse slice backhand to win the point. Oh,
And the Castillo gives you an easy one to see on the television with the same thing. This is it, 11-20. He's trying to hold match point twice. It's...
Oh.
He does it. He's held match point twice now. He's still there. It's 12-20. If he can hold 8 more, he can tie it to 20 and go into extra points.
That's it.
But
folks.
he didn't. That's it. This match is over. 21-19, 21-12 in favor of Italian Chandra. We'll be back in a moment with the men's doubles final.
The Manhattan Beach Badminton Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support of the 2016 Manhattan Beach International Open. Farmers Insurance, Russo Design, Chevron, Wells Fargo, Connecta, Shade Hotel, Stroik, City of Manhattan Beach, Porsche, MBX, Portraits of Hope, Strand House, McDonald's, Manhattan Beach Downtown, Houlihan Lokey, Skechers, Patty Brown Physical Therapy,